My tasks today, in fact probably the main task today, this ramp has a problem in that there is no gate at the end, and I need to put a gate at the end here. So I'm going to have to measure that. I think a 4-foot gate should be adequate, or even a 3-foot gate. So I'll have to see what kind of wood I've got and work on it from there. There are the short bits of wood, the offcuts from when I've been building other things. I think I've got enough there to build a pair of gates, because I'm going to put 2 gates at the bottom of the ramp. So let me get some measuring done and see where I get from there. Measured my lumber. I have decided that these 4 pieces I'm not going to cut, and they are going to be the 2 sides of each gate. These pieces will be cut to be 27 inches long, and they're going to be the width of each gate. I have another 2 pieces to cut that aren't here. I'm going to be 1 piece short, but I'm going to have to see what I can scrounge for that. I've probably got something in my wood pile somewhere that I can use. I've simplified the design a little bit, so I've got just a square, 2 squares. I'll screw those together and we'll see where we go from there. It's a trial fit of the 2 gates, and that big dog is exactly why I want these gates, just to keep him in his own house rather than coming over to ours. And there's a whole load of other reasons as well anyway, but as a trial fit it seems to work, except obviously I need to fill it in a little bit, put something in the hole and I need to put hinges and a latch somehow. Bit of work. 1 gate is now complete. Yes, the fence wire is crooked. That was unintentional, and it just wasn't worth trying to straighten it. It's a gate in a rural area. It doesn't matter. Aesthetics do not matter. What matters is function. And this is a gate that I put together using materials that I had lying about that weren't being used for anything else. I didn't use the fresh wood that I've just bought. I used old wood that had been lying about unused. And now to work on the next gate, and then I have a problem. Into place, or rather mounted on the hinge. Now the problem I mentioned lies with the other fence post. Over time it has warped and bent, so that is going to make mounting the second gate somewhat challenging. 2 gates. Now there's just one, well, let's say one problem. There are actually several problems. The first one, now the hinges on this side work absolutely perfectly. Gate opens and closes. Now when I bought hinges, I bought 2 sets the same, both right hand hinges or left hand hinges or whatever. So if I turn the hinge upside down, the pin falls out and the hinge comes apart. Okay, I can work that, no problem. Now this one, I have an interesting issue. As I said, the fence post has twisted, so there's a nice little gap there, and it is also, let me see if it's way off. The fence post is way off down there, so that is going to prove an interesting challenge. I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to surmount it, because if I have the hinge like as it's supposed to be. Look how far out the gate is. That's not going to work. I'm probably going to have to use a different set of hinges, which means another trip to Lowe's. I'm not quite sure how that's going to happen. But if you look there is a slight gap between the two gates. That was unintentional, and I think well, I'll either just live with it, or I'll put a strip of wood down each side and to bring them closer together. It doesn't really matter. It's not a big problem and I can solve it. So for the moment, the two gates are going to look like that, but I need to do some more work. And I've been working on this most of the day, most of the afternoon rather. I started about 12:15 and it's now probably about 4 or 5. Temperature is now dropping, so it's a little bit cold to be working out here. So I'll get back to this next, maybe.